Uh, you can be right or you can be, this is something that I've heard from a couple mentors over the years that I found fascinating, aggravating, and over time very amusing and very true. And it started with one of my mentors telling me, listen, you can be right or you can be happy. I did not laugh the first time I heard that. I not only wanted to really, really be right, I didn't even know how badly I wanted to be right. I was completely unconscious that domination of the mind, whether you call it the ego or what have you. And over the years, and especially over 3 decades in the health and fitness, the wellness industry, I've definitely seen that to be true with so many people from different walks of life. And certainly for myself, is that when I recognize that I need to be right about something, or when I see that with a client or anybody else I know, that they need to be right, whether it's subtle or significant, whether they're being a jerk about it or they're just being kind of matter of fact. When our psyche wants to be right about something, your capacity for being happy and healthy start to go, ooh. So that is a little something that I mention to people when it's appropriate, when they can hear it. And I remind myself, I can be right or I can be happy. I can be right or I can be healthy. And it can go on and on and on. And it's actually a wonderful meditation, or maybe better put, a contemplation that there is a lot of intelligence, and maybe even more importantly, wisdom that lies beyond the conscious thinking mind. And to recognize that while intelligence in the mind is very useful, it can be a great servant, but if it becomes the boss, it becomes tyrannical. So it's kind of a nice little thing to remind yourself. I do this, that when I want to be right about something, and even if I feel very justified in it, this goes back to the theme of letting go. The moment I recognize it, and I suggest to you to try this at least once, is just to let go of it all for a moment and really see, okay, if I'm going to push forward that I'm right, either with someone else or most of the time it's our own inner dialogue, in pursuing that, am I actually getting happier, healthier? Is my quality of life noticeably increasing? An interesting thing in terms of usually what we call being right, I have noticed for others and myself that there is there is an opposite effect. The more I want to be right, the more miserable and unhealthy I become. And in letting go of that sense of rightness, it leaves room to be happy, to be healthy. So, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? Do you want to be right or do you want to be healthy? Do you want to be right or do you want